I'm back. And I think that's, let me just make sure that the stream is up and running. Okay, I think that's everything. Okay. Let me just tweet out. Diddly diddly deet deet. Deet 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 deet. I'm gonna write I am tweeting. Right now for another session over there. Okay. So, all right. Hopefully no one will join, and it'll be. No, I won't get nervous. Right. So there we have our trees here. So in this session, I'm going to have a couple hours here. What I'm going to do is, I'm looking at the playback in the stream there. It actually looks it looks nicer than it does here. Okay. I want to sort out the graphic for this, but I also want to create random points in space, because I don't think you should start off in the same place every time. So I'm going to create a resources folder. Resources, and then I'm going to open that in there, and I'm going to call this spawn point. Doesn't really matter what it's called, I suppose. And I'm going to open that in plain text too, and view syntax, and this is not plain text, this is in fact Jason not here? Jason, there we go, Jason, and then this is going to be spawn points, and then this is going to be an array, and every object is going to be player spawn, and this is going to be x is 50, y is 45. So that's what we have just now. And I may do other ones as well. Like I may do other things inside there, but that's what I have for just now. So I'm going to have to create an object that handles this. So spawn points is an array, and it's got these values here. So what I want to have is my idea is that you can have a radio, and then you're going to collect a certain number of batteries, and then each battery you have is going to allow you to power the radio for a certain period of time to send out the distress call. And I think the time to rescue, there's yeah, see, I want you to always have to fill up the battery. You got to fuel up the battery, or fuel up the radio, I should say. I always want you to be there and to do that, but I also want this time in the background. So I don't know whether to make that time till planetary collapse or something like that. But then there's got to be a point where the game ends. So it's got to be before that. So maybe You see, we can't have 2 times there. I don't know. Okay, let me think about that. All right, so here's the spawn points here. So the player spawn is there, and the other one is going to be at some other point in here as well. So I'm going to have these arrays, or this array of objects, and then if I go inside here and I go to where are we? Art, environment. I still have it in debug. I think I still have it in debug. And then I'm going to open this with paint. And then I'm going to zoom in this. Zoom in. And I'm not going to touch anything, but this will tell me where I can, where this is going to draw. So right now we're at something like 50, 45. So we start off around about here, where the pencil is. So I'm going to have another one up here, which is 47, 14. 47, 14. And then I'm going to have another one is going to be over here at 74, 79. 74, 79. And then the last one is going to be over here. Actually, maybe I'll put one up here as well. 24, 10. 24, 10. And then the last one is going to be in here, which is 13, 31. Nice bit of symmetry. 31, okay. So now I need to create those classes in here. So this is it environment or is it game? I would say it's game. So I'm gonna maybe not game, let's call it something else. Settings. And I'm going to create a class, and that class is going to be called spawn points. Spawn, let's call it spawn. And it's not going to be mono behavior, but it is going to be serializable, which is important. And then inside here, I'm going to have public list of spawn point, which is going to be spawn points. And I'll do that. And then I'm going to have a spawn point in here. Add class, which is going to be spawn point, which is also just a plain old class, but it is serializable. Serializable. And spawn point contains player spawn. Okay, so spawn point contains player spawn, so public, and this is vector 2. Will we make it vector 2? Yeah, let's make it vector 2. And this is player spawn. So that's the random player spawn point. Okay. So our spawn, I'm gonna say this doesn't check there. So I'm gonna say this is gonna be spawn So we'll call this spawn serializer, and this is mono behavior. So we're going to have public string file equals, and then the file name is equal to the same file name as this. So we're going to do spawn point, and then we're going to do void public spawn get spawn, and then we do text asset equals resources load text asset file. So we're going to read the file in there, and then we're going to do string JSON equals text asset dot text, which we don't really need to do, so we can just get rid of that. We'll return JSON unity dot from JSON that, and from JSON we need to specify spawn. Okay, and that is our spawn serializer. So our game controller needs to know about this as well. So I'm going to say require component type of spawn serializer. And then spawn itself, so spawn serializer, so inside our wake start is in here, so we do spawn serializer equals component spawn serializer, and then we do that there, and then so from here we've got player position dot x, player position dot y, which we set up in here somewhere, which is this here, 5045. So we're going to change this now. So player position is now going to be, where are we? So player position is going to be equal to, although we can't change that there. Or we can. So what we can do is we can say function be func, and it takes in spawn, and it puts out vector I2. Get random point, get player start, or get start, and then that is your spawn point. That equals that, and that there. Okay. So what we want to do here is we want to create the random number from the start, and then we want to return our vector. And the reason I'm doing this, all of this, I know it seems a bit kind of blah, but I don't want to create another class just for the sake of creating another class. I'm going to create this function here that will get the player position. And what I might end up doing is I might end up putting it inside another function rather than just another class. But anyway, bear with me. Okay, so my get start is going to be that. And then inside there, I'm going to say range oh, it's not range, it's random dot unity engine dot random dot range, and it's going to be 0, comma, and then it's s dot spawn points dot count int and id equals that. And then I want to say spawn point sp equals s dot spawn points early id, and then I want to say return new vector i2, and then this is going to be sp dot player spawn dot x, sp dot player spawn dot y. Okay, and then that's wrong because it takes in integers, so I need to make them integers. And this is how I'm going to convert my vector 2's. So rather than creating another class and another class and another class, I've got this function here. So now all I need to do is just do player pause equals get start, and then I pass in the generator there. So it's going to spawn serializer dot get spawn, and that's going to get me my random starting position. So when we start the game now, we're in a completely different part of the, oh dear, we're way in a completely different part. That is wrong. 82 reload solution. Okay. 82. Okay, so get start is, oh, of course, because it's not added spawn serializer. Okay. So I need to add spawn serializer, and now it will work. Alright, here we go. Okay, so now we're at that position there, so when we run it again, it should be at a different position. Alright, okay, cool. Cool. And we're at that position there. I don't know where that position is. I didn't think I picked there. Pretty sure I didn't pick there. Pretty sure I didn't pick there. That's not good. I'm gonna have to print this out. So this is gonna be print sp dot player spawn dot x plus sp dot player spawn dot y. So the random points are going to be 5045, which is where we were before, 4714, 4714, 4714 is down here. Okay, maybe I'll make that 4724. I'd rather spend more time doing something else than figuring out where these values are going wrong, so that's fine. These should always be the same in the right order, so that 1331 looks way off. Yeah, that looks way off. What if I did 3113? What if these are backwards? Okay. Okay, 7479 is wrong. So if I make that 89, 7489. That's okay. That's okay. Where's my 7489? $74.89 is too much, so that's going to be 80. I'm going to guess $74.80. Here we go again. If I get these backwards, is that what it is? X and Y. Uh, 8074, so 8079. Get this right eventually. Just want to make sure that we're getting in the right place. Not even the right place, just making sure that we can like move around the world. 3113, 4724. And it's got to be this one next time. That's getting worse. 8079. Where's 8079? 8079. So I mean, it should be about here. So if I do 7480, that should be about right. I mean, it just should. 7480. So I'm doing it randomly. Let me just do 80, 74. Okay. And titties. So what if I make it 80, 70, 64? I just want to fit in the world. I don't care about anything else. I just want to make it random, fit in the world. There we go. Okay. Now, what I also want to do is I want to say map var vec equals that, turn vec. Now I'll say map vec dot x vec dot y equals, and this is going to be constants objects floor. So no matter where you go, no matter what the random place is, this always lands in the right place. So vec x y. You always land on the floor. So you never sit in a tree. You never, whatever it is that's there is gone. You cannot have it. Okay. All right. 1, 10. Okay. What was that one? 7480. 7480 is away out in the middle of nowhere. Are you kidding me? Well, at least that worked, I suppose. At least put a floor down there. Okay. Vector I2 7480. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Oh, we didn't make it 7480, did we? We made it something else. What if I make it 81? Is that going to move it one along, or is it going to move it one down? Moved it one along. I think this world's reversed. I think if I do 80, '74, that'll work better. I don't think I'm where I am. Okay, close, but no cigar. So we need to make that 64, 80, 64. I mean, I don't know about you, but it feels random. 64, 74, and that would be 68. Let's make it 68, 74. Okay, good enough. 68, 74. Okay. All right. And what I also want to do is I want to have a radio in here as well that is on the other side of where you are. And there are going to be random batteries hanging around the place, and you have to like pick them up, take them back to there, and then drop them off. And you just drop them off by firing at them, and if you have one, then it spawns there. So I have explosions and things, but I think it's just going to be called weapon drop off or something. Okay. Anyway. Time for some relaxation. All right. This is the oxygen. So I need to come up with a kind of So this is going to be, what is this going to be? Put this here. Z. So it's going to be roughly this size. So what is that? It doesn't really matter. I couldn't have picked a more random, a random number than that. Okay. So, well, okay, maybe what I do is I have 270 multiplied by 27, and that gives us a kind of rough size that it can be. Okay, so I want to have, I'm going to obviously have a black outline here. And this is going to be here. Why did that not choose that? Make it that I chose it. And then this is going to be D X G G. Okay, and then there's that there. And it's going to have what I'm going to have here, I think we're going to have a white bit here. White bit. White bit. White bit. White bit. XG. Did I invert that? I did. There we go. Okay. I mean, I could make it kind of silver. I think silver would be nice. Like that. And then I think what I want to have is I want to have like a kind of fade on here as well. Not too much of a fade, but you know, enough to make it interesting. And then this is going to be this here. Like that. That's a bit of a fade. And then behind the scenes, here we go. I'm going to have a kind of bright orangey type thing, and then this is going to go to like a kind of darky, reddy, orangey typey thingy, like that. I'm going to have that, and then I think it's that way. Nope, it's the other way. That way there. And that looks awful. Okay, so I don't like that. I think that's okay, the kind of criticalness of it. I do think we should have like a kind of fade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that fade there, and then I'm going to add in a new one and delete that. Okay, and then I'm going to add in a new one, which is about there. That one there, and then the fade for here is going to be a little bit darker. And I'm going to do that there, and something like that. It looks a little bit interesting, I guess. And so that is our gauge. So that's our actual gauge there. So gauge fill. Okay. And then our gauge outside. Oh, actually, I want to put in O2. Yeah, that color there. 32. And we'll call that oxygen. And make it 30 just to make it a little bit less. And photo light, no, black, oxygen. Oxygen, okay. So when it's filled, it looks like that, which is fine. So maybe I want to have like a outer glow. Bring it in a little bit. 18. 6, I think maybe. And then have it as white. Okay. And then have it as that. That looks okay, I think. And then let's get okay. So gauge fill. So I'm gonna get rid of that, and then I'm gonna say export, and then I'm gonna export this as gauge fill. Where are we? Debug art, and then this is gonna be UI. Gauge fill. Okay. And this is going to be called gauge chrome, for lack of a better word. Export, oxygen, save, gauge chrome. Okay. All right. Okay. So in here, I am going to change that instead of bad happened. I'm going to change that to well, first of all, I'm actually going to duplicate it. No, I'm not going to duplicate it. I'm going to do this first of all. So I'm going to change that to environment. Where am I not seeing UI? There we go. And then this is going to be gauge fill. So drag that in there. So that gives us a gauge fill. Fill origin, fill amount, image type, filled, slice. Preserve aspect ratio. Yup. So now that's the same size as it should have been. And then I'm going to create a duplicate of it. And I'm going to call this gauge chrome. You can spell chrome. And I'm going to call this oxygen fill. Actually, let's call that oxygen chrome then. Because we'll have lots of these things. So I'm going to make that a child of that one. And then the oxygen chrome is going to have the gauge chrome in it rather than rather than that value. So scenes. Why is that not showing up? Because I made it a child. I think it's because I made it a child. Okay, which means I need to do then create empty, and then this game object is going to be oxygen, and this is going to be copy component, base component values, and then I want to drag that in there, and then I want to drag fill in there. I want to drag fill in over there. So now we'll run the game. No, because the Chrome shouldn't have this binding thing in it. So I'm going to remove that component there, and this is going to be simple. So it's just a simple image. So now when we run it, this should now remove the background there, which is nice. So what I might do is put a black background on the back of that. So that we know that it's filling in. Okay, so I'm going to do that while I'm here, and I'm going to do that there, and then and then I'm going to export, save, and I'm going to call it gauge backing, and fill that, and that's going to go away at the back, and this is going to be oxygen backing, and I get to remove that, and this is just a simple script, and create backing, gauge backing. So now we can see that we're running out of air, and the more we walk, the more we're actually running out of air. So as soon as we run out of oxygen, we need to get those there. So maybe what we have to do is we have to collect. We're kind of running out of power. I'm kind of riffing on this more than anything else. So you're running out of power, but really you need power more than anything else. And I wish I'd stopped saying more than anything else. Because what I want to do is I want to have batteries. So I want to have like a battery that you pick up, and when you pick up the battery, you can then go to the you can go to your radio and you can charge it up. But let's say you can only carry 3 batteries at a time, so we're just about to run out of oxygen here. There you go. I'm caught in the nick of time. Okay. Yeah, you need a lot of trees. Maybe we'll keep the trees in here. Okay. Why is oxygen stopped depleting? Because it got to 0. So you're dead. So basically you're dead. So what I think we should do is we should create a canvas UI canvas, and well, let's leave the game over state till later. Right, so we need to get batteries in here. Alright, so there's only one battery I know of, and that's the one with the copper colored top. So 27, and then I'm gonna have this here. There. Three, there, 3, 3, and that's 4. This is 27, that's why. So that is 9, and 3, 3, 3, 3. Still offset. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay, because I think I can then move it 1 pixel along, and then that gives me 2 there. That's fine. And then up to here, to here, and then that's going to be 3, 3, 3, 3. No, I don't want 3 there. I want to go 3, 3 down at this point. 3, and then 3, 3, all of that. 3, 3, and that. Okay, that's pretty much battery shape, I think. Good enough. So that's that there, and then I'm going to have 3, 3, how many that is there. Now, I'm going to have need to get kind of copper look to this. So I think there's actually one in here, which is kind of copperish. Which is about right. And then there is a, I choose that black color there, and then kind of lighter one there. And then I'm going to go, yeah, that's good. There. pixel art. I am no good at it, and yet I find myself having to do it all the time. And then this one up the top here is going to be silver with a kind of bump in the middle. That kind of color there, key there, and then something like that. Okay, so I'm going to call that battery. Batterazis. Go get another one. Save. Batterazis. Save. And then I've realized that I should have put a background on that. So darn it. Open, and I want to open recent. There's got to be sand in here somewhere. There we go. Batterazis. And put it into there. Batterazis. And then we want to do save as. Nope. Well, save as. Don't save it. Save as. Batterazis. And then we want to do file export. Save. And then we want to have that as environment Batterazis. And where's the constants? Tree is that, and then battery is 3. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. So 3 is the battery. So if I go to here and then go to environment, Batterazis, 5, apply, and then drag and drop that into here. So that's not right. So it's going to be 4. Instead of bad happened, that gets dragged into there. And also, what I want to do is I want to create a new 27. So this is going to be applying the battery to it. So I'm going to drag this into here. That's good. Drop battery 1. So this is going to be export. Legacy. Save, and that's going to be. I'm going to call this explosions. It's not an explosion, but it's near as damn it. And then I'm going to do image duplicate 2 because there's that there, because we're going to drop it into the this is going to be the drop action, for lack of a better way of doing it. Drop battery 2, and then save that, drop battery 2, yep, and then duplicate it, and drop battery 3 because there are 3 frames of animation, and then that is going to be our last one there. export, save, drop battery 3. Okay, so save. And what we can do is we can actually test this because, let's save that there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use exactly the same code that I had for the other one, but inside the block renderer here. So I add a spawn explosion here. So spawn explosion is going to do that, but it's also going to start do explosion go. But I'm going to pass in these explosions here. So this is explosions battery. So I'm going to specify battery for this one here. So X, Y, Z, and then it's going to be the list of explosions. So I'm going to change this to frames. So instead of using explosion frames, I'm just going to use frames frame, if that makes sense. If all y'all are following. So now when I knock down a tree, it looks like I'm throwing batteries at them. So I can get rid of this here. And then over here, that really should call that something else instead of floor center, but explosions, so drop battery 1, 2, and 3. They are 0.5. And what else we got? Floor center, yep. Battery. So I'm going to do drop 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And now when we attack a tree, it should drop a battery. Alright. So when we drop a battery on the radio, it's going to play that animation. Okay, so now my map generator, I'm going to say if it's greater than 90, it's a tree, but I want to check to see if it's something else. So I want to do bar number equals that, for lack of a better thing. So if number is greater than that, so if num is greater than 0.98, return constant dot energy dot objects dot battery. And I don't need to put it's a tree there because we know it's a tree. So we drop a battery in there. So let's see if we can find batteries. So these again will be kind of blocking. Oh, there you go. There's a battery there. There's another one there. Another one there. There's other ones there. There's one over there and I can't get to it. Oh, oh, it's the worst. Okay. So it's currently blocking the player, but we can literally get around that. Yeah, there's a lot of batteries here. Okay, so we need to get batteries out of there. So when we run over, so is it blocking? So can it block? So a battery, does it block? I don't think it does. So I'm going to say, where are we? This is our game controller. For move is valid, equals 0. or that equals 2. It's a floor or a battery. So move is valid. So that's a valid move. So if you move onto a battery, then you pick up a battery. Okay. So if I move onto a battery here, it should just let me. It's not letting me pick it up. Why is it not letting me do that? Square is valid. Square is valid. Okay, so square is valid. Why? For move, if it's valid, then do that. So, oh, okay, so let choose a tree, by the way. So if we do constants dot objects dot floor or constants dot objects dot battery. So now we can get rid of that comment. Again, this is making the code more readable because we can actually see these things now. We don't need to figure it out. Comments are now invalid because we don't need them. We don't need to explain ourselves. So now when we go over to here, we can see that we pick up the battery. Still firing batteries there. And when you pick up, so that's quite a bit actually, quite a lot of batteries. I'm going to make that in the sort of 99th percentile. So just to make it a little bit more difficult for you to pick up batteries, batteries. Not that difficult to pick up batteries. There's still a lot. I don't know, few and far between now. There's one there and that was it. There's 2 here. Okay, right. Okay, that's more entertaining. So I think. Okay, if the right. So if the radio needs batteries, which constantly drain. So you need to go and find more batteries. You need to keep the radio active so that the craft knows you're there. If the radio dies, it doesn't really matter. But if they arrive and there's no signal, okay, if they arrive and there's no radio signal, then you're dead. They don't see you and they move on. Okay, I like that. That's a good enough scenario. Right, so what can a radio look like? Old time radio. Let's see if we can do some really bad art. Actually, should be like Royal Navy radio. Royal Navy radio. Images. Let's see what we got here. All right, can't really use that. Maybe ham radio. CQ. Oh, there you go. There's a good one. All right, that's a kind of. Oh, that's from Fallout. Okay. So let's see how much I can screw up in this one. There's batteries. So I'm going to do duplicate, and I'm going to call this radio. And radio is going to look kind of similar to what we had before, but it's going to be a box shape, kind of like that. And It's going to have a little dial thing over here, which is going to be this kind of shape, and then I'm going to have something like this. I don't know what radio is supposed to look like. This is close enough. CQ. Over and out, Roger. What? Radio, something like that, I think. Let's do it, give it an antenna of some kind. This is going to be a terrible antenna, but it's good enough. You know what? I should probably one Ludum Dare is I should practice my pixel art. That's what I should spend my time doing. Okay, so there's the radio. That's good enough. And we'll call that radio. Yep. And we will export. See for web legacy. And we will save it, and we'll call it radio. Okay. And then in our constants, we're going to have a radio here. Radio. So our radio is going to be at an opposite position to our spawn point. So I'm going to mix up these spawn points here. So this is going to be player spawn here, and this is going to be radio spawn. Radio spawn. And then player spawn here. This is going to become radio spawn here. And then this player here, 1540, is going to be the radio spawn here. Is this making sense? It's making sense to me. So radio spawn is going to be there. So that is going to be there, and then inside my code for spawn point, I now have a radio spawn. Radio spawn. So now, if I go to my game controller, I'm going to kill the oxygen. So we're going to need to put that back in at some point, but we're not going to have the oxygen being reduced. So make it a floor. So this is going to be constants dot objects dot floor. So make it a floor there, and then inside here, block renderer is going to be that, and then I'm going to have, where's my start? So this is my get start point here, which is the random spawn point. So that is going to be there, and then I'm also going to say, instead of printing that there, I'm also going to say that map, actually I need to have, yeah, that's right, var vec equals new vector I2, and then I'm going to copy all of that. So instead of the player spawn, I'm going to have radio spawn. Radio spawn. Vec radio. And so this is going to be radio. So now we have randomness. We've got randomness, we've got a radio, and we've got oxygen. So we need to find the radio. I also need to replace that there. Find plenty of batteries. So I think if you've picked up like 5 batteries, maybe you can only carry 5 at a time. Maybe you can only carry 3 at a time. You need 5 batteries to power it up. Oh, that would be evil. I don't know where. I can't actually hit these keys quieter. Sorry. It's not that I'm trying to be horrible or anything. I really should find out where these. What I'm going to do is create a little mini map. Actually, maybe that's an idea. Maybe we'll create a mini map. Yeah, maybe I will create a mini map. Just so that we know where things are. Okay, that's the next thing to do is create a mini map. Let's do that. Let's do this. All right. Otherwise, we'll never find the bloody map. Radio. All right. Okay. So when we update the map, don't we? In here. So start. And then when they do the move, we update the map. So the map gets updated whether you set the current position or you don't set the current position. We update the map. So map update happens there. Okay, I think that's okay. So inside the renderer, I think what we can do is we can just do our update inside there, because that's the render. I mean, you know, we're not shipping this game, not yet anyway. So let's do texture 2D, and this is going to be Minimap. Actually, this is going to be public texture 2D Minimap. And then inside our awake, I'm going to say equals new texture 2D. And it's by 90 by 90. And we really should have constants for this, because what if we change it to something else? But again, it's not really too bad. So 90 by 90, and then inside the update map, I think that's where we need to do the update minimap. So our update minimap needs to get called in there as well. So that is public, and we need to do a private one here. So do private void update minimap. We update our minimap. Actually, maybe we could equals new texture 2D 90. Let's create it in here so that we have it already. So rather than creating it inside the awake, we create it inside there. Okay, so update minimap. Alright, so for int I equal, y equals 0, y less than 90, y plus plus. For int x equals 0, x less than 90 x plus plus. Okay, so I want to do var data equals minimap dot get pixels, and that gets us an array, and then our index is going to be y divided by 90 plus x mod 90, and that gives us our value. No, it's the other way around. Doing it the wrong way around. Plus x, and that is multiplied by 90, and that gives us our index. And I'm going to say switch map x y case, and this will be constants dot objects dot floor data index equals color dot yellow case constants dot objects dot battery data index equals color dot green break case constants dot objects dot, what is it all like? What? A constant value is expected. It's constant. No, it's not. It's read only. Is that better? There you go. Objects dot tree data index equals color dot. Let's make that green, and then let's make that blue. And then what else we have? If x equals current position dot x and y equals current position dot y, data index equals color dot red. Minimap dot set pixels data minimap dot apply. Okay, and that should give us our minimap. So if we have, let's say we have a minimap here somewhere in this bit here, we can do UI image, and that's perfectly square. Put that there. Probably make it even bigger than that. I can't make it too big. And this, the source of this is gonna be, we're gonna have to set this somehow. So I think what we need to do is we need to do some binding here. So I think that's what we're gonna have to do. So update minimap, and this is gonna be a maybe we can't do, well, we can, but I don't want to. Okay. Okay, let me screw this over. Okay, so public texture minimap. So I don't want this to be a public texture. I want it to be private. I want to have public image minimap image. So I'm going to say minimap image. Where are we? Minimap image dot image sprite equals sprite dot create minimap rect 0, 0, 90, vector 2.0. I don't think it really matters for that. And then this is going to be our minimap here. And then we're just going to drag and drop this into here. So internal create is not allowed to be called. Okay. Minimap. Initialize. So that's going to be minimap equals that. Happy? Happy now, Unity? No, it's livid. Doesn't like that at all. Okay, so here we are. So you can see from the minimap where everything is, but I haven't got the radio obviously, so I've killed that tree. So you can see the minimap is now updating in real life, real time, and everything's okay. So there's the battery there. There's a lot of trees over there, so you can sort of see where the kind of the biome is. But we also need to show where the radio is. So I'm going to do, it needs to be kind of contrast in color. So I'm going to say bar floor color, new color, and then I'm going to specify like a kind of light-ish color. So it's going to be like FF99. So it's going to be 255 1. These are floats, aren't they? 1F, 0.9F, and then 0.6F. So something kind of light for there. And then for the radio, dot radio data index equals color dot, and then this is going to be a really obvious color, white, but that's too, yeah, that's going to be darker. Maybe I make that darker. So maybe I make that 0.3F. Something like that. And then that way it should pop a little bit. So black is around the outer edges because I think the default color is black. If I remember rightly. It's not. And also I can't see where the radio is. Oh, it's down there. Oh, I'm gonna go all the way back over here. Down here, and then along here, and hopefully I think the radio should be along here somewhere. Oh, we're getting an index out of range. That's not good. because I don't have batteries. So the radio was there because I was getting out of. So I've got battery, but I don't have radio, which is actually part of the environment, even though it's inside there. So radio is 0.25, apply, and then for my floor center, I need to make that the fifth element. Multipass. And so I still don't know where. Oh yeah, I'm way down here. Okay, so if I head down here, I should get to eventually around about here. Should be the radio. There's the radio. So when I attack the radio, that adds batteries to it. And yeah, that's really good. Okay, so that's working. It's a terrible looking radio, but at least you know where you kind of are in this map. It's quite a good map actually. It's kind of annoying in a way. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I want to have that as black. So I want to say case constant objects dot way below data index equals color dot dark. Let's make it black. Yeah, let's make it black. And in that way, it'll be really dark in there. We still haven't got like a background color for this. Alright, there you go. That's fine. And then, so it's going to abandon hope all ye who enter here. And let's fix up that. Where's block renderers here? So in here, instead of battery, I'm going to use explosion instead again. So that's when you chop down trees. And so we chop down trees. We go back our explosions again. And then when we run over a battery, we need to pick that up. So I'm going to have over here panel UI image. So that's going to be that there. And that image is going to be batteries. That there. And I'm going to preserve the aspect ratio just to make sure. And then I'm going to create a, yeah, I can create a duplicate of that. And then that goes on to here, I think. And there, flip it around there, and then change that to 0. So I have 0 batteries just now. Battery count, but I can text bind. I can change that to battery. That's going to be battery count. Okay. I can change that to battery count, and then I can change. I may have additional things in here, so I don't know what else I'm going to put inside this UI here. But when we pick up a battery, I want to automatically pick it up. So it's the rescue time counter is not what I want to pick up. I want to pick up the player, which is the player status. So player statistics, and the property I want to pick up is battery. Well, batteries. Batteries. And then my player statistics player statistics. I'm going to have private int batteries equals 0. I'll say public int, in fact I'm just going to copy this here. Batteries is that, that, and then every time I pick up a battery, I am going to move on to there. So where are we? In controller. So if I pick up a battery, so if I if map player pause dot x comma player pause dot y is a battery, I then want to remove that battery. So move is valid. I need to add a couple of caveats to, so I'll do that in just a sec. Actually, let me do it just now so I don't forget. Square is valid. Square is valid is fine. Go normally okay equals that. It's going to be return that equals that battery, and stats.batteries is less than 5. So you can only carry 5 batteries at a time. Actually, it's going to be constants dot objects dot energy dot max carry battery. Call it something like that. So I need to do public static read only int max carry battery equals 3. Let's make it 3. So you can only carry 3 batteries. So it's only valid if it's the floor, or you are stepping a battery and you have less than the number of batteries to pick up. Otherwise it's an invalid one. So if it's a battery, I'm going to say stats.batteries, add 1 to that, and then I'm going to remove it from the map. So I'm going to say map equals floor. Equals floor. So I'm going to remove it from there. We'll see if we can get to there. Where's the baddies in there? Okay. So now if we move into here, we can go to here. So we've now picked up a battery. 2 batteries. And we get the same problem we had earlier on there. So we get 3 batteries. And again, no other than binding. That's all there's no glue code in there whatsoever. Where are we? We are red. And there's the battery over here. So now I can't pick up that battery. It's stopping me from picking up the battery because I already have 3 batteries. Okay, so that's good. But this has got to be, let me move this let me move this to here, because I want to set the current position after this, which means it's going to update it after. So the the visual representation is going to get updated afterwards. Oh no, where am I now? There's no batteries here at all. Let's kill some trees. Oh, there's one down here. Okay, here's a battery here. So I picked up a battery. I got another one. And another one. And I can't pick up any more. I've got 3 there. So where is... I need to pick something else other than white, because I think it's very difficult to find. Oh, it's way over here. Okay, so if it is, I'm going to bring that back in later. So if, so the interactions here, I want to create another one for batteries this time. So interactions, constants dot objects dot battery equals x, y, and in this case, I really just want to spawn the explosion here, but I also want to do stats.batteries minus minus. If stats.batteries equals 0, return. So get out, otherwise spawn battery there. But I also want to have like a stats dot radio plus equals, and it's constants dot objects dot, and if we allow 3 batteries, that means that we should allow like a 33 and a third. Oh, let's make this volts. Yeah, let's make it 33 and a third. In fact, let's just make it a third. Because the battery is going to slowly drain over time, possibly more than your air. So you've got to keep on replenishing it, and then wait for backup. And then, okay, so volts is going to be there. So that's going to be constant energy volts. So each battery is going to give you 3.3 volts. So that is, what do I call that? Volts. So that is 0.23333. So 6 is that. F volts. And then radio. I need one in here, so private. Oops. Float radio equals 0. And then we have our radio. That would be a float. That would be radio. So again, we want to clamp this a little bit and say if radio is greater than 1, radio equals 1f, else if radio less than 0, radio equals f. Okay, so that sets up our radio. And again, it also sets up our power meter as well. So let's That's good. It's good. So spawn battery doesn't exist. So it will in just a second, which is going to be in block renderer. And spawn explosion is going to be public void spawn battery x into y. And then really what I want to do is I just want to have spawn object and then private void spawn object x, y, and then I want to pass in sprite frames. So spawn explosion is going to be spawn object x, y, and then those frames, and then spawn battery is going to be battery there, and then that can go there, and then we can put this way down here, so it's out road, so we don't need it. Okay. Pick up the battery. And I'm going to find there's the red one there, so this is way over here. So let's go over here. Again, I can only carry 3 batteries at a time, so it's a bit of a pain, especially because considering you're running out of oxygen. So here's our battery, our radio here. So if I go to here and then I press down, it should fire in a battery, and it's not. What did I miss? Game controller. Is it getting into here? Nope. Interactions battery. So interactions. So the move isn't valid. So the move's not valid. So I want to try and get into here. So block ID is 4. Interactions count as 2. And there's a 2 and a 3. Because it's a radio, not a battery. Oh. Now let's try that again. Okay, so I am up here and I need to be down here. As my daughter's constantly telling me, you need to be up here. You're here, buddy. You need to be down here. And there's our battery there, so I can't pick that up there, but as soon as I go up to here, there's 1, 2, 3. I can't fire anymore. I can put that in there, and then I can do 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I only have 2 batteries there, so I don't have any batteries there. So now I'm going to have on the other side, I'm going to have like a power thing for the radio. Not entirely sure how I'm going to accomplish that. You know, what would be nice is if it did like a sweeping thing like that, but that's probably not gonna be able to work. So I'm going to reduce oxygen there, and then public static read only float voltage flux equals 0.03 F. It's quite a little amount. So for every batteries, that's going to be like 11 times. So it's going to take 11 seconds for it to drain completely. Is that right? Yeah. So you can figure out the timing things. Okay. So our gauge, let's just do our standard sort of basic gauge here again. So this is going to be our image. And our image needs a fill. So I don't have, I've got debug, here we go. So I can bring that in there and I can see that it is filled and maybe it's radio 180. So that's kind of nice. Oh, okay. Ooh. Ooh. I just thought on something. Okay. What if we did this? Okay. I think I know what we can do. Well, this is gonna be cool. All right. Okay. 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 Nope. 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 Drop battery one. Yep. Okay, so new 27. And we're going to call this radio power. Okay. And then the radio power is going to be circular from green. Okay, let me do a better one than that. So it is new gradient red to and then I want to create a stop here, and this stop here is past 100. I don't want it to be grey, I want it to be red. And then this stop here, I want this to be kind of orangey color, like that. Okay. And then I want a radio, which is going to be in here somewhere. Oh, maybe something like that. That's kind of what I want, but kind of the wrong way. Maybe it's this one I want. No. That's close to what I want. Not really. Okay, let's just do it as a red background. It doesn't honestly, it really doesn't matter. But I just want it to be kind of bright red. new, and then the chrome for it. I actually want it to be. Do I want it to be masked out? No, I don't think I do want it to be masked out, but I do want it to be kind of along the bottom, and then have like kind of interesting things at the top, like this. Like that, and then something like this, and then make that kind of slightly inset, like this. And then like that, and then kind of bas relief, I guess, like that, and then maybe kind of old tiny type dials here. Just thinking here. Something like that. I don't know. And then kind of muted oranges here. Okay, so this would be our radio power. So I'm going to do export, save for web legacy, save, and then it's going to be radio power Chrome, and then this is going to be our radio power fill. Save radio power fill. Save. Okay. Then yep. Sure.